Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to our virtual science classroom. And today, we will proceed to our quarter one, week number 6. Yes, and we will focus on the topic all about investigating properties of unsaturated and saturated solutions. So, this is also a continuation of what we have tackled last time. It's all about solutions. So, basically, ang topic na to ay tungkol sa homogeneous mixtures where we all know that homogeneous mixtures is a uniform. Okay? So when we say uniform, we can only see one phase in the final product of the mixture. So pag pinaghalo-halo mo sila, yung lahat ng mga substances na meron ka or yung mga pure substances na meron ka, you will see only one phase. Okay? So here's our topic for today. So the two-part module is divided into lessons, namely our module number 6, properties of unsaturated and saturated solutions. For lesson number 1, we will tackle about properties of solution. So dito, ano yung mga pwede nating malaman or overview about solutions. Lesson number 2, we are going to tackle about types of solution according to phases. So ito na yung phases of matter. Remember, solid, liquid, and gas. So we are all going to tackle about that. And lesson number 3, we have saturated and unsaturated solutions. Okay. And to start with, for our lesson number 1, we will first discuss properties of solution. So to give you a review and a short background last time, we have two classifications of mixtures, right? So we have homogeneous mixtures, which is uniformly distributed particles, or it is a uniform distribution of particles. As you can see, it's like the particles is equally distributed. So we have air, steel, and then some examples of this one are wine and rain. And then we have heterogeneous mixtures, meaning to say non-uniform distribution of particles. So it means that you can see all the particles or all the substances that you combined in this type of mixture. So example of this is ice and water, cereal in milk, soil, oil, and vinegar. So you can identify the substances. Kitang-kita mo yung lahat ng hinalo mo dito sa mixture na to. So homogeneous mixture, you can see only one phase in the final product. When we are talking about heterogeneous mixture, you can see two or more phases in the final product. Okay? So we will focus on homogeneous mixtures, which is all about solution. So what is a solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture that is made up of two or more substances with a uniform composition throughout. That is why its composition cannot be distinguished easily from one to another. So these are the common examples of solutions. So we have salt solution, meaning to say salt and water. You combine and then you stir them. And then rubbing alcohol, it's like pure alcohol and then water combined together. That is why you can see 70%, 80%. So when we are talking about 70% solution or isopropyl alcohol, that is 70% pure isopropyl alcohol or ethanol, and then 30% is water. Okay, so that is a mixture. But you cannot identify the water and you cannot identify the alcohol. And the last one, we have sugar solution. So it is basically sugar that is added to water and then you stir. That is now a sugar solution. Okay, so those are examples of solution. And there are different parts of solution, by the way. So let's make use of our sugar water to describe the two main parts of solution. So we have here the GIF or a bit of video here so that you will be able to see what are those parts. So the two main parts of solutions are solute. The first one is solute. So solute is a component that is dissolved and which is present in lesser amount. So pag sinabi natin solute, ito yung tinutunaw, one that is being dissolved. Okay? While solvent, the second part, it is the component that dissolves the other component and which is present in greater amount. So solvent, ito naman yung tumutunaw. okay? The one that dissolves the solute. So this is in great amount. So as you can see here, we have the solute and the solvent, and now we have sugar, water solution. So that's how it happens. So this is the sugar at the bottom, and then greater amount of solvent, which is water. Solvent is water, solute is sugar. So we have the sugar water solution. Okay, so the two parts are solute and solvent. Now, solutions can be, in our example of sugar solutions, that is a liquid solution. So sugar is the solute while water is solvent. The first thing that we think about solutions is a substance dissolved in water. Yes. Basically, pag sinabi natin solution, alam kagad natin lahat ng hinahalo natin sa tubig. Okay? And this is just natural because water is the universal solvent. So pag sinabi natin universal solvent, lahat pwedeng matunaw sa tubig. But now we can say that water is not only the universal solvent because acid as well. Okay? So yung acido na alam natin, that is considered also as a universal solvent. So the basic and the general knowledge is about water is the universal solvent. However, solutions are not limited to the liquid phase. Solutions can also exist in solid phase, such as in alloy. Solutions can also exist in gaseous phase, such as air that we breathe. Okay, so we have liquid solution. Example of this one is isopropyl alcohol. We have solid solution, which is an alloy, a combination of 2 or 3 or more metals. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng alloy. Alloy is a combination or a mixture of different types of metals. And then we have gaseous solution. Gaseous solution meaning to say the air that we breathe is composed of different combinations of gases. Okay, we can find carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur gases, and all. Okay, but you cannot identify them all. Now, for lesson number 2. So lesson number 2 is all about types of solution according to phase. So you all know that we have solid, liquid, and gaseous state or phase of solution. Now, in this type of solution, one is that we all know, basically, we base them on what we see or the final product, okay, after you combine all the substances. So on the basis of physical state of solute and solvent, there are 3 types of solution, namely, number 1, solid solution. Both the solute and solvent are in solid state like ceramics and steel. So we have here coins, ceramics, jars, plates, and anything that can be found in our kitchen. So those are ceramics, the plates and all. And then we have also steel that we use in wheel. Okay, if we use like, you know, if you have cars in your houses, even the cover of your car is made up of alloy. So that is a solid solution. And then the second one, we have liquid solutions or aqueous solution. So liquid is mixed in a liquid state. So basically, liquid to liquid, okay, or solid to liquid. Lahat ng natutunaw na solute sa tubig is considered as liquid solutions because on what we can see on the final product, that is their state. Okay? And then while in gaseous solution, it is usually homogeneous mixture of gases like air and also the fire that we have in our burner. So kung meron kayong gasol, kung meron kayong tawag dito, yung mga gas stove sa bahay, that is an example of gaseous solution. Okay, so we have here the air or the sky and the clouds, and then the fire from the stove. Those are gaseous solution. Okay, so here are the different types of solution examples aside from what I have given to you a while ago. So we have gaseous solution, we have here the solute, solvent, and then common examples. So gas plus gas, liquid plus gas, solid plus gas. Okay, so mixture of oxygen and nitrogen gases, camphor in nitrogen gas. So these are the examples. Next, liquid solution. Gas to liquid, liquid to liquid, solid to liquid. Then these are the examples. Oxygen dissolved in water. So kaya may nakikita kayo, di ba, may mga bula-bula sa tubig. Those are the oxygen in water. Ethanol dissolved in water. So ito yung ethyl alcohol. And then the last part is solid solution. Solid solution, we have the solute, gas, solid, then liquid plus solid, solid to solid. So for example, dental amalgam, ginagamit ng mga dentista. Copper dissolved in gold. Okay, so it is an alloy already. So the solvent is always pertaining to the type of solution. If the solvent is gas, therefore the final product is a gas or a gaseous solution. If the solvent are liquids, meaning to say, for example, yung toyo at suka, yung soy sauce and even vinegar, so that is liquid to liquid, that is in liquid solution. And then if the solvent are also solid, meaning to say, the final product or the outcome are solid solutions. Okay? So any state of matter, solid, liquid, or gas, can act both as solute or as solvent during the formation of solution. So it can be vice versa. And for lesson number 3, we will proceed to saturated and unsaturated solution. In this part, this is connected to what we have talked about, the solution type. Okay, so we have solid, liquid, and gas, right? So this time, we will know the amount of solute in a solution. Okay, so let us first identify saturated and unsaturated. From your everyday experience, there are instances that you have seen that there is a limit to the amount of solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent. For example, if you mix sugar in a cup of water, you can observe that if you keep adding sugar to the cup of water, there will be a time that the sugar will not be dissolved anymore. So kumbaga, for example, magtitimpla kayo ng juice. Diba sa pagtitimpla nyo ng juice, naglagay pa kayo ng sugar. So napapansin nyo, at the bottom of the glass, may nabubuo ng sugar or yung sugar, hindi na siya natutunaw. Okay, that is the maximum. So nalampasan nyo na yung maximum niya ng amount ng solute to dissolve. So ang tendency, maiiwan na yung sugar sa ilalim. Okay? So this describes the properties of saturated solution. But what is the difference between the properties of saturated and unsaturated solutions? So mamaya, actually tatlo yan. We have saturated, unsaturated, and super saturated. So in this case, this is a saturated solution. Okay. Now, properties of saturated and unsaturated. Let us first tackle about saturated solution. A saturated solution is one where there are equal numbers of particles or solutes and solvent in a solution, meaning to say pantay. Okay? Walang excess, walang kulang. Okay? If there are no additional solute can dissolve in a solution, then that solution is said to be saturated. It's like tamang-tama lang. And for example, we have coffee. Okay, kung kayo yung titimpla ng kape, especially black coffee, it can be observable. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then the properties of unsaturated solution, it contains less than the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a solvent. Meaning to say, unsaturated solution consists of solute completely dissolved in a solvent. Kasi konti lang yung nilagay mong solute. And kapag nagtimpla ka ng kape, this is what it looks like. There you go. See the difference in the color? Yes, there is. So, unsaturated, because it has a lesser solute, lighter coffee. Okay? And then, in this case, we have saturated solution, equal amount of solute in a given solvent. So, this is what it looks like. A little bit of darker color than the unsaturated solution. Okay, did you get it? And now, let's talk about the three. This is what I have told you a while ago. We have saturated, unsaturated, and supersaturated. So unsaturated solution has the lightest color, least amount of solute. This is what it looks like. And saturated solution has the fairest color, which means exact amount of solute, and this is what it looks like. And the third one is the supersaturated solution has the darkest color and particles at the bottom, which means greater or great amount of solute in a given solvent. Okay, you can see in its different coloration and its precipitation. Precipitation, yung mga particles sa ilalim. Okay, so we have this one as unsaturated kasi konti lang yung solute. We have saturated because you have dissolved an equal amount of solute in a given solvent. And last is supersaturated. You exceed. Okay? Ibig sabihin, napadami yung ginamit mong solute. And then, we have diluted and concentrated solution as well. Actually, they are almost the same. But here, we can say that dilute solutions is small quantity of solute per unit volume of solution, like unsaturated. And this is what it looks like. To illustrate this one, just look at this picture and look at its examples at the bottom. So, napakaputla. So, kumbaga, kung magtitimpla kayo ng kape or ng juice, ito yung matabang na part. Okay? Diluted or dilute solution. While concentrated solutions are large quantity of solute per unit volume of solution. And this is what it looks like as an illustration. And for example, this is what it looks like. For example, yung juice. Okay? Yung mga binibiling nakabote na juices, those are concentrated. Meaning to say, you need to add some water for you to be able to drink it. Dahil concentrated, ito yung matatapang na uri ng inumin. Okay, so we have diluted or dilute and then concentrated solutions. That's how it differs to one another. Okay, now let's go to solubility. So we all know that solubility is a property referring to the ability for a given substance, which is the solute, to dissolve in a solvent. So it is measured in terms of the maximum amount of solute dissolved in a solvent. So pag sinabi nating solubility, ito yung kakayanang matunaw at tunawin yung solute doon sa solvent. And this is its illustration. Okay, so these are the solutes, and then you're going to mix it with the solvent. So now it is evenly and mixed already and combined to the solvent. So this is how solubility being illustrated. Okay. Now, at the same time, there are factors affecting solubility. So, meaning to say, hindi lang sa paghalo, aside from stirring, okay, there are also other factors that affects the solubility. Number one, temperature. Temperature solubility of the solute generally increases with the increase of temperature of the solvent. So the more you increase the temperature of the solvent, the greater the solubility of the solute. Okay? So meaning to say, kapag ikaw ay nagluluto, so kahit gaano karaming asukal, gaano karaming asin yung ilagay mo dyan, automatically, matutunaw at matutunaw yan because it affects the solubility of the solute. Okay? So if you are in a room temperature, kung nasa room temperature ka lang, wala namang, hindi naman malamig, hindi naman din mainit, as in room temperature lang. So, nakikita nyo yung saturated and supersaturated and unsaturated solution. But if you apply heat already, automatically it can affect the solubility. Number two, size of the particles. For a given amount of solute, smaller particles have greater surface area. So, meaning to say, mas madaling natunaw yung mas maliliit yung particles kaysa dun sa malalaki yung particles. Okay, so, for example, meron kang rock salt and then meron kang sugar. Mas malalaki yung butil ng rock salt kaysa dun sa sugar. So, basically, we can say that sugar can dissolve faster than the rock salt. So, the solubility of sugar is faster than the rock salt. And number three, we have pressure. Pressure affects the solubility of gases in liquids. Example, yung paggawa ng mga soda. Okay? Yung paglalagay ng dry ice. Okay, I watched a video, yung ginagawa niya parang carbonated, yung mga fruits. So naglagay siya ng dry ice doon sa loob ng cooler, tapos naglagay siya doon ng grapes, naglagay siya doon ng what do you call this, ng oranges, ng kung ano-ano pang mga klaseng fruits. And we all know fruits has liquid inside, di ba? So ang tendency nun, class, at ginawa niya, ikinover niya yung cooler. So kinover niya yon ng napakakapal na tape. So ang tendency na pressure yung dry ice, which is carbon dioxide, yung carbon dioxide napilit pumasok sa loob ng fruit. Kaya pag kinain mo yung fruit or yung grapes or yung orange or yung lemon, kapag kinain mo yon, meron kang mararamdaman parang carbonated drink or parang soda, parang soft drinks type. Okay? So, kasi na-pressure yung carbon dioxide to enter doon sa fruit. At yung juice ng fruit, it combined with the carbon dioxide. So, it's all about pressure. And number 4, nature of substance. Not all solutes can be dissolved in water. So, meron tayong tinatawag na immiscible liquids. So, pag sinabi natin immiscible liquids, those are liquids that cannot be combined. Example, water and oil. Okay? So, but we have also like dissolves like. So, kapag yan ay parehas namang liquid and they are miscible, they can be combined. Like dissolves like. Okay? And for your assignment, do not forget to answer the following. Again, as a reminder, watch the video to review and answer all the questions in your modules. Look at your Google Classroom from time to time. Answer only in your notebook or in your printed modules. For lesson number 1, answer pages number 4, pages 7 to 11. For lesson number 2, answer pages number 13, 15 to 18. And for lesson number 3, answer pages 24, by the way, 22, 24 to 26. So those are the things that you need to answer. This is a typographical error. So that's 22, 24 to 26. So do not forget to answer that so that we can check it in our next meeting. So if you have any questions, if you have any clarifications about our topic, you can reach me through my different social media accounts. So might as well always focus in our group chat. Okay, I will always announce there, give you the reminders and the attention post. And that's all for now. That's all for our quarter 1, week number 6. Hope you were having a nice day and God bless you all. Bye everyone.